Namaste, everyone. You will find thousands of videos in this topic of Kala Sarpa Yoga and Kala Amrit Yoga in YouTube. But I can guarantee you this video is quite different. You will find it nowhere in the YouTube. At least I haven't found anywhere in the YouTube. And this topic needs special care, special attention. Because you see, Kala Amrit Yoga and Kala Sarpa Yoga doesn't appear in any of the classics. And there is a huge debate in it. It doesn't appear in BPHS or in Faladipika, right? So can we trace back to the origin of it? Because without knowing the origin, we cannot just go simply and dive into it. Now, there was an Acharya in the south. Date cannot be traced back totally. Maybe on the 16th and the 17th century. His name was Ramanujan Acharya. And he wrote something in the palm leaves in Sanskrit, which was hidden in tradition among the south part of the Indian peninsula or the south part of India. It became popular when Raman publishers and Dr. V.V. Raman published the English translation of that thing. And the book is known as Bhavartha Ratnakaram. In that book of chapter 13 is fully dedicated to a yoga known as Graha Malika Yoga. Malika means a garland. And to satisfy that yoga, all the planets, right? All the 7 planets, in fact, Rahu, Ketu are always 180 degrees apart. All the 7 planets should be within 5 consecutive houses. Starting, there cannot be 4. If it is a 4, there is no mala. There is no garland, right? So it should start from 5 and move to 6, 7, 8, and 9. So 9 consecutive houses, the planets are distributed. Now, why 9? Because Rahu and Ketu are the 9s. Now, if we look into this very, very seriously, all these Malika Yogas are the basic formation of what we know as the modern day Kala Sarpa Yoga and Kala Amrit Yoga. This is a basic formation. Now, speaking of Graha Malika Yoga, which is a different topic though, if it is in 5 houses, it is known as Panchgraha, 6 houses, Shashtagraha, 7 houses, Saptagraha, 8 houses, Ashtagraha, 9 houses, and Navagraha Malika Yogas, right? So, from there, if we trace back this thing of Kaal Sarpa and Kaal Amrit, though it is not mentioned as Kaal Sarpa and Kaal Amrit, it is not there in the classics, but that could be traced back to this thing. This is a Malika Yoga, one form of Malika Yoga, though the basic necessity of Malika Yoga should be in a chain. And to understand what is Kaal Sarpa Yoga, there is a small dictum to it, a very simple dictum to it, which states that Agre Rahu, Adho Ketu, Sarva Graha Vadhya. Means Rahu at the front, Ketu at the back, and all planets are between Rahu and Ketu. To understand this, if we put our finger on Ketu and move towards Rahu in a zodiacal pattern, like the zodiac signs move in a chart, in North Indian and East Indian chart, it is an anti-clockwise movement, and South Indian chart, it's a clockwise movement. We move by the zodiacal manner. Then if all the planets are between Ketu and Rahu, with the Rahu being the end point, then this is Kala Sarpa Yoga. Simple. I'm going to show you examples. And what is Kala Amrit? Ruled by the simple dictum, Agre Ketu Adho Rahu Sarva Graha Madhya. Means Ketu at front, Rahu at back, and all the planets are in between. Meaning, if we start from Rahu and move towards Ketu in a zodiacal manner, all the planets will be moving towards Ketu. So the end point of this yoga is very, very important. Not the starting point, the end point. Any Malika yogas, the end point is the most important, where the beads end, where the grahas end. So if it ends in Rahu, it is Kaal Sarp, because Rahu is Sarp. And if it ends in Ketu, it is Kal Amrit. Why Amrit? Because Ketu is the Karaka of moksha, moksha Karaka. If we translate it in simple English, Ketu is the Karaka of liberation. Though liberation and moksha are different. So the liberation process belongs to Ketu and the Sarp belongs to Rahu. But I will not call it as a dosha. Dosha is something different. It is not a dosh. Yeah, hardships are there. They can be there. They may not be there. They may not be there. Now, before moving into the remedies part, let me share you my screen first. See, this is a chart of a person, of a male, right? And you can see all the planets. Ketu is in the Leo, in the sign of Leo, and Rahu in the sign of Aquarius. Rahu in Kumbh and Ketu in Singh. Now, if we move in a zodiacal pattern, now let's move in the zodiacal pattern. This is Ketu, then Jupiter, then blank, then Mercury, Venus, Moon, Sun, Saturn, and then Rahu. So you can see the end point of this is what? It's Rahu. Ends, right? So this is a typical example of Kal Sarpa Yoga. Now, I'm not going into the 12 names of Kal Sarpas that is widely there in the YouTube or in internet that you can easily find out. The third house, when the Ketu is in the Rahu is in the third house, it is known as Vasuki Kal Sarp. It states that the person will work hard but will not get the result. Will have siblings karma, problem with the siblings. He will not be that much dharmic. There will be struggles to accumulate money, wealth, money. I should say wealth rather, not money. Accumulate wealth, and he cannot be a leader. And unfortunately, this person has suffered from all those. Very sorry. And the name of this person whose chart I am showing to you is a very unsuccessful person who is known as Dhirubhai Ambani. I'm sorry. Ambani ji, I'm very sorry. He was the founder of Reliance Industries. So you can find anything. He was not a leader. He cannot accumulate wealth. So all these market fear-mongering things that our astrologers does is very painful. It need not be it. Now, if I look into another chart, this is also a male chart. And you will find Ketu, we will not take Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. This is not a part of the Navagraha system. Ketu is in the Gemini and Rahu is in the Sagittarius. So if we move from Ketu to Rahu, there are no planets. But if we move from Rahu to Ketu in a zodiacal manner, see, after Rahu, we have got Mars, Jupiter, then Mercury, then Venus, then Sun, then Saturn, then Ketu. So the ending point is Ketu. And this is a classic example of Kala Amrit Yoga. Even this fifth position of Rahu and Ketu is ruled by a Nag, which states that this person will be devoid of talent, will not get public reputation, will have children karma, will have love karmas and all those things because it's 5th house and 11th house is involved. And unfortunately, this chart belongs to Sachin Tendulkar, the god of cricket, who hasn't got any skill, who hasn't got any, I'm sorry, which hasn't got in public recognition. So you can understand what I'm saying. So no need to fear about it. It's completely fine. So now, what is the solution to it? The solution is that, yeah, you can do puja. You can do the puja, but you cannot do the puja by yourself. You have to, that has to be done by a qualified priest. That is number one, that everybody tells. Now, there are easy things that you can also do. The thing that is done is given by a simple dictum. Now, what is the dictum? The dictum is Kalo Chandi Vinayaka. Kalo means Kaal, means darkness. Chandi, if you have Kala Sarpa, you will be worshipping one form of Chandis, 12 forms of Chandis, one form of Chandi, and then Vinayaka, one form of Vinayaka. Now we all know there are 12 forms of Vinayaka given by Narada Muni. And interestingly, you will find Ketu is associated with Narada. The 12 names of the Vinayaka are Vakratunda, Ekadanta, Krishna Pingasha, Javakratta, Lambodara, Vikata, Vigna Raja, Dhumravarna, Balachandra, Vinayaka, Ganapati, Gajanana. So, depending on the form of Ketu, where it is placed, you can worship any forms of Ganapati. Because Lord Ganesha is the remover of obstacle. We all pray to him. Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprava, Nirvigna Karumai Deva, Sarvakajeshu Sarvada. So, to avoid the obstacles created by the Kala Amrit Yoga, we go to Vinayaka. And there are also 12 forms of Machandi. For that 12 forms of Chandi, Mahavidya, we have to check the chart. That can be based on Rahu position, that can be based on any planet who can fight Rahu. So a good astrologer will guide you towards it mantras. Now, if you do not want to do puja, if you do not want to do these mantras, you have to pick a certain planet, the planet which is strong, who can fight this Rahu and Ketu and use that energy. I can show in the chart of Dhirubhai Ambani and Sachin Tendulkar how that energy has been used by them subconsciously or consciously in order to beat their yoga. But that will be a very long video. And if you want, I can show you, but not in this. So comment me if you want a detailed analysis of it. And if you like this video, then do please like it and subscribe it to my channel. So the final thing is, no need to worry about if you have a Kala Sarpa dosh, Kala Amrit Yoga. Forget about those, about the yogs. You need to understand the dynamics of it. Don't go by the fear mongering in the market and don't just waste money over it. I'm very sorry to say, I also belong to the class of astrologers because astrologers are a whole. I cannot segregate them because we are dealing with the fear mongering part of it. And I don't want to be a trap of it. I don't want you to fall to a trap of it. Thank you very much.